Yo, what's going on, Philadelphia Eagles fans? It's your boy Philly Day One, and this is not my ideal Monday, man. This is not my ideal Monday. I would like to have a win for my Monday, but it is what it is. We had a little help losing that game by ourselves and by some officiating. But if you guys follow my channel, I've been putting them up almost all day long. I'm still mad about this one, but for the day, man, look, we got Saquon Barkley doing his interview. We got Devontae Smith doing his interview. We got Reed Blankenship doing his interview. We got Zach Bond doing his interview. And one thing that I can see from these guys, man, is this one hurt. It hurt because we should have won. You know what I'm saying? We played down. We played down to our team. That's not saying Denver is not a good team. Denver is a pretty good team. They're not the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's be straight out blunt about the situation. They're not the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't hold the kind of talent that we have on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball. Shit, on the special team side of the ball. So yes, we shouldn't have lost this game. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like we shouldn't have lost this game as well. So we're gonna get into those interviews, man. And at the end of the video, we're gonna look at Seth Joyner. Seth Joyner broke down why we not in sync. I mean, well, not why we ain't in sync. He's pointing out the us not being in sync in the run game and how that is affecting Saquon and why we can't really run. Why we can't really run the ball. I do believe there was some good opportunities to run the ball in this game against Denver, but I'm saying it was one tackle here to one tackle here. We had some pretty big holes at one point, but what I'm saying, they closed pretty fast and we weren't able to get through them or take full advantage of them. So, what I'm saying, we had good moments. We had good moments in the run game. The pass game pretty much shined in a way. And I see a lot of people talking about Kevin Patula and stuff like that. Kevin Patula has never called plays. And this is not me taking his side because I was one to kind of say, I see progress in the way Kevin Patula is calling plays. It's a lot of stuff that we didn't run last week, but a lot of stuff we didn't run the week before that. Kevin Patula is calling some plays, and now he's getting to the point to where Jalen Hurts can check out of certain plays. That Saquon Barkley touchdown was a check. He didn't like what we had already, and he checked out of it to get that play that we was waiting on, and end up getting a touchdown out of it. We missed on a couple of throws. I think Jalen Hurts in his interview talked about how he missed on a couple of throws. He wished he could have a couple of throws back, but we still, with all of that, they needed help from the refs to beat us. They need help with all of that stuff going on with us trying to figure out this run game, us trying to figure out what kind of plays and stuff how to call plays, how we should be calling plays, getting AJ the ball. AJ was destroying Patrick Surtain in the beginning of the game, and they went to a zone. They went to a zone to help Patrick Surtain go up against AJ Brown. Now it ain't gonna show all that on the stat line, but that's what happened. They went to a zone that where they can have three guys around AJ Brown, so he don't kill him all game long. So what I'm saying, it was a lot of things that happened in this game, man. And at the end of it, we're gonna remember the referees were missing all those holding calls, not just on Dallas Goedert, which I put up, destroyed on Dallas Goedert, but not just that, but they missed holding calls on JC at least 3 times. They was holding JC to where he was flinging his arm in there so many times. But you know what? Let's get into the tops, man. So let's get it. All right, man. You know what? This right here should have. I don't want to say we needed to lose this game, but I can see this doing a lot of help to us. Us understanding we have got to play better. When you winning games and you winning games all and you know doing little stuff to hurt yourself and you still winning, you don't care really. It's real hard to take all that stuff in accountability because you're winning. But we actually lost right here. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at these interviews, man, we're gonna start with Devontae Smith. These guys look devastated. They look devastated. If I know this Eagles team like I think I do, this devastation gonna turn into work ethic. The Giants are just of the victims of circumstance. That's all. They just the victims of circumstance. We'll probably beat the shit out of the Giants. Excuse my French. We probably gonna beat the shit out of the Giants because at this point we're coming off of this tough loss. We probably shouldn't have lost here. That's how they feeling, and we're gonna just take it out on the Giants. And they just there. We don't pick them. We don't pick the schedule. So they just there to be beat up on, the team to get beat up on. So let me show you this Devontae Smith interview, and let y'all see how it looked, man. It looked like he took it hard.
Devontae, what are your thoughts on the passing game today?
We made improvements in certain areas. We still can get a lot better. Shot ourselves in the foot a lot. Left a couple plays out there who wasn't on the same page, but ultimately we gotta get on the same page and continue to be on the same page.
What was contributing to not being on the same page?
Just little things where we weren't seeing a signal and things like that.
Devontae, we're in week 5 with this one. Why do you think that's happening, sir?
It's just the flow of the game, Within a play, it's a lot that's on guys' minds. Certain routes and just certain things like that. Jalen has a lot on his mind and things like that. He's trying to work with protection and things like that. So there's times where we're looking at him and he may give a signal before or after we look, and ultimately we have to be on the same page. We have to see that signal no matter what.
Is tempo part of that? Complicating?
Yeah, Devontae Smith he's taking this loss hard. As I wouldn't say Jalen Hurts so much because he understands it's a marathon, but Saquon is using it as motivation. So let's look at that video.
Now we have adversity, really adversity. Like our first real adversity. Like we lost a football game. We haven't lost a football game since Washington last year. We got a lot of guys banged up. We got to get healthy, and we got to come to work. That's the thing we have about this team, though. We got a lot of great leaders and a lot of great talent, but we have super competitive people too. And it's not going to sit well with anyone in this locker room, and we're going to get better from it.
The run game's an 11-man deal, right?
Saquon saying it just like that. Now it's adversity. Let's see how we clap back after this. Let's see what you do at this point. We can still build on this, man. It is the 5th week of the NFL. We're 4-1. We can still build on this. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are happy that we lost. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to see us lose so bad. There you go. Maybe the pressure of losing whatever was a lot. And, we need to go ahead and get that out of the way so we can go ahead and play our best brand of football. You know what I'm saying? And it's starting to look like that with KP calling these plays, man. He's going up against some pretty good defenders. Defensive coordinators. He's going up against some really good defensive coordinators. And we're not talking about that. The man never called plays, and we're not talking about the defensive coordinators who's been calling plays. He's getting to go up against versus one-on-one, mano-a-mano. It's a little different with Vic Fangio. With Vic Fangio, he's been calling plays for a while for the defense. And him going back and forth with an offensive genius, we expect for Vic not to give up no more than 20 points. And, for the most part, he does a great job of keeping it around 20, 18. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a growing thing for KP. A lot of guys still have a lot of respect and they still want to, they like where it's going. So, all I can do is just hope that the growth continues and we keep winning while we're growing. So let me share. Reed took this really hard. And you can see it in the interview. Roll the tape.
over these recent games?
Yeah, it's just going to take focus. We got the guys in the room to do it. I feel like our mental is there, and like I said, it sucks to lose, but at the end of the day, you got to learn from mistakes and just move on.
What was the difference with the first half and the second half, do you think?
We just got to, once we have people in that sort of situation, we got to, like I said, kind of stomp on their throats a little bit and just go. We can't let them, inch back and give them life, and we gave them life there at the end, and it came back. But at the end of the day, that's on us. We made mistakes here and there, and we just got to get off the field.
Yeah, like these guys are gonna be hungry Thursday, man. They're gonna be hungry, man. Look, Zach Bond looked like he took it hard. He didn't like the penalty. I don't know about this penalty, man. The guy was down, and he came in. That can go either way. That can go either way. And Zach Bond I think he feels the same way. He don't agree with it because it felt like it cost him the game. But this is how he explained it.
Penalty you got called for?
Short yardage situation. He was fighting for extra yards, and we're taught to cap off on those type of situations. I didn't think he was down. One ref threw the flag, and it was an objective penalty, I think.
And Zach, the Broncos.
Subjective.
So you didn't agree with the penalty then?
I thought it could have gone either way.
In the fourth quarter, obviously, that flag, saying that they were driving, you had 2 flags on offense that took first downs off the board. How do you think the penalties affected the game today?
Yeah, a lot of the penalties were honestly just dumb mistakes by us. We can't be making those silly mistakes, and unfortunate that I made one of them, and then on offense there were a few too, so we just got to not make those mistakes.
Zach Bond explained it pretty much the same way, man. So them guys look hurt. You know what I'm saying? They don't like the way this game played out. I think all Philadelphia Eagles fans don't like the way the game played out because of, how it played out. It seemed like everything was against us in this game, and we were still in it. When stuff like that happens, a lot of teams get blown out. We were still in it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something to look forward to. That's a bright side of all this, man. And you know what? Seth Joyner was talking about this run game, and I talked about it maybe a day or so ago, where I was saying that it just seemed like the line is getting pushed back. So this is what Seth Joyner said, and he showed us a couple of clips about it.
Okay, again, you can see Landon Dickerson getting pushed in the backfield. The Philadelphia Eagles offensive line has always been road graders. They're pushing people across the line of scrimmage. Look at what you're seeing. The Denver Broncos are pushing the line back and playing on the other side of the ball. Look at Jordan Mailata's 2 yards off the ball. Landon Dickerson 3 yards in the backfield. Where's Saquon going to go? See, he's making the right decision, trying to find a hole, but there's nowhere to go because we're not moving people off the ball. And Saquon has to stop his feet. That's a death knell for most running backs. And you got so many guys in the box here. This is why I'm saying I don't mind the Eagles throwing the football, okay? They got to pick their poison. When you get too high safety, then, yeah, you can run the ball. But you're not running the ball against a front like this. Just there's nowhere to go. And he made some positive yards out of nothing. But look at all the offensive linemen over here opposed to on this side of the ball. Okay, here's the issue with the running game. You talk about things being off. You got John Mechie supposed to come across here and seal this side for Saquon. He's late in the motion, so the motion was off. Then you got a double team here. They got to come off and get this linebacker. You got to come off earlier and get to this guy. This is Landon Dickerson here. They get the guard pushed out. He's got to come up, but he's late, okay? Now, this is why I don't like running against an 8-man front because this guy's a free hitter. Okay, that's why I don't have a problem with Jalen Hurts throwing the ball 38 times because you can't run against this front and have that guy all by himself unblocked. Okay, there's a lot of things going on here, but now you can begin to see the genesis of why the Eagles' run game isn't working against a heavy box.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. If you look at it, they're pushing guys so far off the line. We're not pushing nobody forward. Nobody forward. I don't know if everybody's injured, how many people are injured. We got some good pushes, in this Denver game, but, it's so-so. We got a lot of good push last season, that, you know, we're losing a lot of yards running the ball this season. So we got to fix that. I think that's one thing that they'll look at. We'll fix that. It ain't a lot to fix on this team other than the inflicted stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that brings me a little piece that it ain't something it's a play. It ain't a player. It ain't a position. It's just inflicting, you know, shooting ourselves in the foot, like Devontae said. So that's all I got for you guys, man. Like, comment, subscribe, turn those post notifications on so you don't miss no video. And we out. Let's go Birds.